I bought this really cool candle. Like, I really love it. It smells like vanilla or something.
It's, I can't.
I don't like it.
You don't like this? No, this is like one of the most amazing things I've ever purchased.
You paid $20 for that candle?
No, more than $20.
Absolutely not. It was 40.
Oh no.
40.
I can't afford it. I can't afford a $40 candle.
For what?
You see this
On the floor?
down here, below the table?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get frisky down there.
I wanted to make sure nobody saw because I don't have any pants on.
Wait, Jason, we're not talking about the BET Awards?
Did you like Mother Tina going up there and accepting Beyonce's award?
No, I didn't. Like she speaks very uneducated. Like it's kind of
what
bad.
you won't do?
To accept her award?
Would you, Dex? You said she speaks uneducated?
Yeah.
Watch him out. Miss Tina came up there and she let all you guys know that she appreciates the support that you have given her daughter.
She said every word. She said, I want to thank BET. I want to thank God. I want to thank Beyonce's family. Did I forget anybody? I want to thank BET. I want to thank Beyonce's family. I want to thank God. And before I forget, I want to thank BET. Did I forget? I want to thank BET. Like, Miss, did you not know what you just said?
She don't care. She came because Beyonce said, "Mama, look, I'm about to win some awards tonight, and I don't want these people accepting awards on my behalf. So I know you're gonna be in town. So if you could just stop by the award show and just pick up my awards for me, I'd appreciate it."
The crazy part about it, when she won the award, the camera went right to her mom as if that's like protocol. Like, no, that's not what happened.
Beyonce told the camera people, "Look, I'm not going to be here. So this is who's going to pick up my award." She left her mama's name at the desk, and she said, "This is who's going to come and pick up my award for me." Okay. You like the Prince performances?
No.
Jeremy called me about Jennifer Hudson. Was it really good or something?
Jennifer Hudson slays when she performs.
Screamed. That's what she did.
When she performs other people's songs, like she's really good. Like,
she is really good at performing other people's songs. She did just sign a deal with Epic Records or something today.
I saw that, which is dumb. Like, if you're not doing cover albums, then that's a waste.
She could do like what Aretha Franklin did and make all them trap.
That'll work. That would work. Well, what did you think about those Prince tributes?
Let me tell you something. Bilal gave me what I needed, kitten heels and all.
When you were wearing them kitten heels? Yeah, you know you would have.
Oh, God, I almost fell. Jesus.
I legit hate y'all. Like, I feel like Fantasia should have done Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what else?
Yo, Jennifer Hudson was like, "Purple Rain, Purple Rain."
Yo,
or maybe they could have done it together.
I legitimately muted my television and still heard her. Like why? Why could I still hear you?
From LA. I love Jennifer Hudson.
Y'all ready to start the show?
Yes.
No, I just made some red beans and rice, right? And I kind of want to eat some.
Oh, God, no.
Go ahead. Bring them on the show. You can shove them down your throat while we on the show.
Well, I'm so happy this is the last show. I just need some time to get away from you guys. Take a little time to enjoy the view.
5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, the last episode of the summer. Yes, after this episode, we are going on summer break, so you guys will be able to enjoy your Tuesdays on the beach or on Six Flags or doing whatever you want to do.
Watching old episodes of Bro Talk. That's what they'll be doing.
You goddamn right. That's what I'm. Let's kick it to my main man. I'm sorry. My name is Jay Urban. If it's your first time watching, I'm sorry because this is the last episode of summer. But let's kick it to my main man, Dex. What up, bro?
Dex, the one here, reporting live for duty. Lots of good things going on for the summer, so excited to be here.
Ty the God. What's up, bro?
How many seasons is this?
This is season 4, episode 15.
Oh. I was about to say I don't have a nickname, but I forgot you did call me that. All right, move. Yeah, I'm in full effect. I'm ready to go.
Bill, formerly known as Boniface, now known as the artist formerly known as Boniface. How are you, sir?
I'm changing my name next season to a symbol, so you can only address me if I address you.
I know that's right.
It's power right there.
Um, quiet as it's kept, there are some changes going on for next season that we might not have to address you.
All right. Let's start with the first point of the show. Guys, did you watch the BET Awards, or some people refer to them as the what are they called, Bill?
The EBT Awards.
There we
The
go.
Food stamp
Yeah.
channel.
I
Different.
was meditating in preparation for the Mother of Dragons, so unfortunately I wasn't able to partake in the BET Awards. And then
You're med-
afterwards, I had to offer up sacrifices, so I wasn't able to do any of that, unfortunately.
well, if you missed it, you missed one hell of a speech by a light-skinned assassin, because us light-skins are winning, named Jesse Williams. He
I think
is
he's
from
doing that.
what'd you say?
We're not doing a light skin, dark skin thing. Just introduce it as
Oh,
black men.
we're not doing the light skin dark skin thing. We're just addressing the light skin. So we're going to talk about someone who shares complexion with me and President Obama, Jesse Williams. He takes racism to task at his powerful BET Award speech, in which he won did he win the humanitarian award? I think it was presented by none other than Deborah Lee, aka Big Deborah. She said,
Big Debbie.
Okay.
once he hopped on stage, he decided to throw down all the name brands and said, "We're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, and then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying to take us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit. The thing is, just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real." He killed it, got a standing ovation for it and everything. Great speech. Legendary. Everyone's tweeting about it. Everyone's talking about it. USA Today also, USA Today, CNN, Time, everybody's talking about this speech. Probably the biggest exposure or the biggest coverage that someone's ever gotten at the BET Awards. So big ups to him. But some people weren't really so receptive to other people supporting him. Justin Timberlake tweeted, Jesse Williams, though, #inspired, #BET 2016. So a lot of people had a problem with him tweeting this, including this person who says, "So does this mean that you're going to stop appropriating our music and culture and apologize to Janet too?" #BET Awards. Justin responded by saying, "Oh, you sweet soul. The more you realize that we are the same, the more we can have a conversation. Bye." Another guy responded by saying, "As a fan, all you have to do is listen. Don't get defensive. Just listen. Hear what folks are saying." Someone else responded by saying, "You realize the whole point of his speech you praised was that we're not the same, though, right?" Justin responded by saying, "I feel misunderstood. I responded to a specific tweet that wasn't meant to be a general response. I shouldn't have responded anyway. ... I forget this forum sometimes. I was truly inspired by Jesse Williams' speech because I really do feel that we are all one, a human race. I apologize to anyone that felt I was out of turn. I have nothing but love for you and all of us. #all lives matter." It's like, no, he didn't say that.
Wait, what?
JT. Crystal, that's her name on Twitter. I have no idea who this woman is, so I'm saying her name like I actually know who she is, but I don't. She said, "We are not the same. I am a march. I'm sorry. We are not the same. Check your privilege. Watch the news. Open a history book. Educate yourself." Lizzie Pants added Justin Timberlake by saying, "Go ahead and be inspired, but you have a platform to speak up on issues that affect the cultures you are appropriating." And of course, people dug up everything on Justin Timberlake, including when he decided to get cornrows and wear a bandana. And hashtag him by saying "we are the same," and also when he decided to throw up the Q sign way back in the day when he was part of the NSYNC crew when he was getting on. Guys, how do you feel about Justin Timberlake's responding to what Jesse Williams said and people responding to what Justin said? Were people in line or out of bounds for criticizing Justin and bringing up him, quote unquote, appropriating black culture? What do you think, Top?
I think the people who were focused on Justin Timberlake were out of line. I don't think that it's necessary for you to attack Justin Timberlake just because he was inspired by his speech. I thought it was tasteless personally. I don't think he should have responded to those people either because he just kind of made it worse. But I don't think it was necessary for them to attack Justin Timberlake. because
Dex,
you were buying his CDs and stuff, so you didn't care about him appropriating back then. So
Dex, how you feel about them bringing up the Janet thing, with him leaving Janet out to dry, with him saying he stands up and puts his fist up to Jesse Williams?
I mean, are we really going to relate the two? Like, Janet
People
Jackson,
did.
I mean, think about it. Janet Jackson what happened with Janet Jackson was wrong. I mean, if it was a planned stunt, at the end of the day, Justin Timberlake didn't pull his private areas out. Janet Jackson's private areas were exposed on national television.
But Justin pulled Janet's private areas out on national TV.
And it was planned. Like, she knew that it was going to happen. He knew that it was going to happen, and it happened.
It wasn't supposed to be her titty. It was supposed to be something above. Like, it was two layers to that.
Which is why she had the little ring thing around her chest, right?
That's just what she was. That's what she likes to wear.
I'm sure. Like, at the end of the day, like, that happened years ago. Like, half the people first off, Twitter wasn't even invented when that happened. That's how irrelevant that situation is. I mean, I know it was big at the time, but, like, come on. Like, we're on to bigger and better things. And people talk so much about, like, wanting to be one race and being respected as a race or whatever. But then as soon as somebody who's not the same race as you tries to get on the same, I guess you'd say, bandwagon, they're drawn, it's a problem. Like, I don't get it. People have this thing where they want to be treated so equally, but they thrive on being separate. Like, you're never going to make any progress if you do that.
I'm one of those, like, I think the reason why people were offended is because I think they put it in the same category as one of those I don't see color statements. And that becomes an issue for people because you should see color, because we are not the same. People are different. The point is that being different is okay, not that we're all the same, because we're not.
Exactly.
But if we really want to have if we really want to take this issue to task, like the Jesse Williams comments, I think it was really problematic, the fact that he did this at the BET Awards. Okay, I understand that, and I understand that the audience there is black, but like, black people have an issue too. Like, for instance, Fabulous is sitting Fabulous is sitting there, and he tweeted about this. Even Marcel got up and started clapping and giving the fist or whatever. But just yesterday, you were arguing with your baby's father on Twitter. Like, you're part of the problem as well, and I just feel like you're clapping about this.
Who's arguing with your baby? I don't think arguing with your baby father has anything to do with Jesse.
I think it has a lot to do with. How strong are you and how magical are you if that's what you spend your time doing?
But still,
socially.
I mean, you have a right, but just because someone acts on social,
you have a right to argue with your baby.
Can I finish, or are you gonna let me talk?
Are you finished or are you done?
Just because someone argues with someone on social media doesn't mean we don't get to have the same rights, or they don't want to have the same rights as a white person walking down the street. Bill, how do you feel? Bill, how do you feel about the whole situation? Do you feel like, Justin, by saying all of us are one human race, struck people the wrong way, or should it have?
Well, it was going to regardless, because we do live in a day and age where people are just like overly sensitive, and it's like, oh, don't say that, don't say this, you can't say that. The issue I have with it is that Justin Timberlake kind of did what the entire race of Anglo-Saxons do. They kind of dismissed it as just a feeling, and it was like, oh, I'm going to respond to this. I'm going to dismiss it, and I'm going to tell you all lives matter, and I'm going to follow up my all lives matter comment by saying all lives matter again. Like, it's all lives do matter. We understand that, but all lives are not treated equally, and that's the issue. I think it was the perfect place for Jesse Williams to say what he had to say, because it needed to serve as an open rebuke to those artists who have the platform who absolutely do nothing when it's time to do something.
Thank you.
Those of the artists who sit. I'm sorry, what?
I said thank you. I agree with that.
Yeah, like some like.
Hold on, breaking news. This is the first time in the history of Bro Talk Live that Dexter said something positive about something Will has said. This is amazing.
In fact, William was ready to defend himself. He's like, I'm sorry. And,
You knew I was.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Something smart again.
Said something.
All right, go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But yeah, I mean, like. It's sad that he has to openly like go off on the very people. Like, you are making money exploiting your people. That should be an issue. And the fact that he had to say something is also an issue. Like, he should not have to say, yo, y'all got the money, stop throwing the money and do something about it. But he said it. And so I think the whole Justin Timberlake, because when it first happened, I didn't know why people were mad at Justin Timberlake. I was like, well, what did he do like now? Like, even though I do hold him partly responsible for Janet Jackson's breast falling out and him saying nothing, that's an issue. If it was planned, you should have stepped up and opened up your mouth and said something. But nevertheless, it was a distraction from a perfectly perfectly well-timed statement by Jesse Williams. Jesse Williams was perfect timing. Like, it was perfect timing to the perfect audience who needed to hear it, who probably that same night, guaranteed that same night, threw everything he said out of the window and went and snorted cocaine and drank their lives away.
I mean, BET, right after he performed, right after Justin Williams did that, they had Future perform and talked about drinking lean. So, I mean.
Exactly. So that's a major part of the issue. Like, you can't even blame white people for your issues. Like, blame you. Like, the people you listening to, they're raising your children because you're not raising your children, and they're got y'all credit card scamming, going to Atlanta, twisting lean, and like, go have a seat. Y'all need to pick up a book and step up your vocab. That's what needs to happen.
Was the criticism
of live lives you won't live?
Like, as far as him appropriating black culture, not necessarily by him throwing up the Q Dog sign or whatever like that, but by his music. Just he works with Pharrell and Timberland, and his music basically has an R&B feel to it.
But are we ever gonna run around and say that Nelly and Flo Rida appropriate white culture? Like what?
How do they? They rap. I don't understand how that's appropriate.
I don't know if you can call that rapping, but like I just don't look at it.
Here's the thing. Music as it is now is not European. That's not even, you can't even, because the origins of music come from the roots of Africa. So you can't even go and say, oh, that's a European, because it's not. It all came from, like, beating on the congos and singing songs to several gods. And so everybody is appropriating African culture at this point. My issue is, like Jesse Williams said, people trying us on like costumes. Stop taking our break. Like, everything we do, it's like, oh my God, look at those ghetto Africans with all those earrings and those gaping holes in their ears. But next thing you know, all the emos who are cutting themselves on a daily basis, riding these skateboards with jeans tighter than they can imagine, are walking around with earrings. Like, that's the problem I have. Stop ghettoifying everything we do, and then when you realize that we're doing it for a reason, you're going behind us and doing it. That's the issue I have. Don't go wearing Hindu symbols and you don't know what they mean, dots in the middle of your forehead, and you're like, oh my God, those people are ridiculous. They look stupid. Oh, but that looks so amazing. Let me go and try that. Let me go put that dot on my head because it looks nice. No, that's the appropriation I have an issue with. Go ahead and appropriate our music because you've been doing it for years. You appropriated our culture when you came, and you learned your math from Imhotep, and you learned your science from Imhotep, and your history, and you learned how to write, and you took your medicine and sent it over to Greece with all those homosexuals. And like, you've been doing it for years. Just stop trying us on like costumes. Treat us like the people we are, because the fact of the matter is, just like when slavery was abound, if we stopped doing what you needed us to do, there would be no culture for you and there would be no economy for you. Recognize that and treat us as such. That's the issue.
Final thoughts. Do you think Justin should have said, if you were Justin Timberlake, would you have said anything on Twitter?
Yes.
Ty, if you're Justin Timberlake, what would you
have said? What would you have said?
If I was Justin Timberlake and I saw this speech and I was moved by it, I would say, "Oh, I was moved by this speech." And if somebody had something to say about it, and if somebody had something to say about it, I would get them together like he did. Absolutely. Like, I'm not gonna be silenced just because I'm white. Boy, please, you better go sit. You sit your black ass down.
Ty, would you have said something if you're Justin?
Ty's speechless.
No, I wouldn't have. I would have just stayed out of it.
Bill, would you have said something if you were Justin?
I'm fairly outspoken. Some of you may not know that, so I probably would have.
For one, I probably wouldn't have. I just, it's not my moment, not my time, so, why even go in on it? All right, moving on. Let's move on to other controversial news this week. Kanye West decided to release the video for his latest single off of The Life of Pablo called Fancy. I'm not Fancy, Famous. The Famous video has become infamous, and he's worried about people suing. Actually, he's not worried about people suing him because he tweeted saying, will anyone sue me? already, and no one has yet. But according to people, Taylor Swift's pissed. This is sorry. Let me go back to this picture really quick. This is a screenshot of the video, and the only thing that happened in the video were close-up shots of these wax figures, which most of which are nude, including Rihanna sitting next to Chris Brown, Taylor Swift next to Kanye, and Ray J next to Kim Kardashian, as well as Bill Cosby there on the end next to Caitlyn Jenner. They're all sleeping. They're all not moving really at all. There are a couple of shots of some of them breathing. Like you can see Caitlyn breathing a couple of times. You can see Kanye breathing. And Kanye claims that some of the people in the video are real and some of the people in the video are wax figures. But he also claims that a lot of people want to be in the video. This is what he had to say about the video to Vanity Fair. He said, quote, "It's a comment on fame." He added that he's not endorsing any celebrity that's featured in the video, such as Trump or Bill Cosby. And he said, quote, it's not in support or anti any of the people in the video. Maybe in some alternate universe, me and George Bush could have been friends. I would have been his O.J. Simpson black friend on the golf course. He also added, talking about his relationship with Kim Kardashian, I say a lot of other lines other wives would not allow a husband to say, but my wife also puts up photos other husbands wouldn't let them put up. One of the keys to happiness in our marriage is we're allowed to be ourselves. One person who didn't appreciate the video was one Lena Dunham from Girls, the same woman who decided to reveal that she used to semi-rape her little sister. She said, quote, "It makes me feel sad and unsafe and worried for teenage girls who watch this and may not understand that grainy roving camera as the stuff of snuff films. Here's the thing,
that's
Kanye."
What makes her nervous, huh?
You're right. You're not raping her own sister. Here's the thing, Kanye. You're cool. Make a statement on fame and privacy and the Illuminati or whatever is on your mind. But I can't watch it. Don't want to watch it. If it feels informed and inspired by the aspects of our culture that make women feel unsafe, even in their own beds, in their own bodies. She forgot, I guess, about all the men in that video as well. Ray J had his comments about the whole thing. He said, quote, "I'm engaged. My marriage is all messed up because of craziness," even though he's not married yet. "I'm not part of nothing crazy. I walk down a good path. My fiance tripping is all bad in my world, and that ain't cool." And that's his fiance. I have no idea what her name is. I read it earlier, probably about a half an hour ago, but I cannot remember what her name is. It's Princess something, but
Where'd she come from?
Is she
Princess of Zamunda?
Princess Love from Love and Hip Hop, LA.
Love and Hip Hop Zombies? Okay. Guys, how do you feel about Kanye West's famous video? Do you think it was creative? Do you think it was a publicity stunt? And if it was a publicity stunt, was it handled well or was it sloppy? Guys, what do you think about the video?
I think the two people that will try to sue is Chris Brown, because he's always in something, and Taylor Swift.
Chris Brown and Kanye. Chris Brown's on Kanye's album, so you think he would try to sue Kanye?
Chris Brown tweeted something where he was kind of in support of it. He was like, "Oh, dang, you had to have me with the plumber's butt," or something like that, and said that Kanye was a genius. I doubt he's going to sue, of all people.
Yeah, I think Chris Brown
Oh,
looks
well, look at God. Well, Taylor Swift, she's like, she's surprised at every little, oh my God, the sky is blue. No way. Like, relax, Taylor.
I think she's so fake offended. I don't even think she's offended at all.
She is.
Her name's in the news. I'm sure she's happy about it. Dex, you had a strong opinion on Facebook about it, plugging that you had a reaction coming up this Wednesday at 10 on Bro Talk Live. So I'll let you have the floor.
I received a photo of this in my group text with the guys, and I was not able to stop talking. Like, I went to dinner on Friday night, and I legit could not stop talking about this. Like, all day Saturday, I talked about. To be honest with you, like, I just could not stop talking about this. Not the video, the photo. Like, and I'm like, mission accomplished. You got people talking, but
that is absolutely the mission accomplished.
And as the king of controversy myself, well, maybe past king, because I'm washed at this point. But I was a former king of controversy. I applaud you, for just being controversial. Like, I think it's so cool that you're able to be controversial, But I think there's limits to controversy. And in no way, shape, or form should you ever think it's appropriate to have your wife in the same bed as your ex-girlfriend, in the same bed as her stepfather, and right next to Bill Cosby. Then you have a presidential candidate in the bed, naked, next to Chris Brown.
Very loosely presidential. Hold up. Let's not act like Donald Trump is the traditional presidential
Whatever.
candidate.
He's there. Let me finish. Then you have Chris Brown and Rihanna, and we know their past, and we know other stuff they went through together in the bed. And then you have the man who made a sex tape with your wife in the bed with you guys. And then a former president who you should, I mean, regardless of how you feel about him, the man was the freaking president. Gives him some respect.
Put the respect on my name.
Then you have Taylor Swift next to you. Like, when people say that Kanye West is a creative genius, like, I just be looking like what is creative about this? This is disgusting. Like, I just can't. I think it's terrible, and I think, like, people, whether you're a fan of Kanye West or not, you can say this was tasteless.
Kanye West is a genius. Yeah, definitely Stunt of the Year nomination. But Kanye West is a genius. The problem is that he knows it.
That's absolutely the problem. I mean, I didn't see anything genius about the video necessarily. I thought it was a very good publicity stunt. He executed it perfectly. I had the right people in the video to, I guess, get the attention that he wanted for the video. I don't necessarily think it was grand art or anything like that. Todd, what do you think?
I don't know. What can I say? I did think it was ridiculous. I did think it was inappropriate. He was modeling it after some painting or something like that. Yeah. So I guess it was like, I don't know. I guess it was, I don't know.
Avant-garde. You know, it's kind of like a tribute to the painting that he modeled.
I guess.
And the videos for a song talking about people being famous. And I can see the analogy that he's trying to use, that people are looking at you even when you're sleeping, you're that famous. And he did use some pretty famous people in the video. I don't necessarily understand the correlation between putting Rihanna and Chris Brown in the bed with Amber Rose and Caitlyn Jenner. It was really strange, but he got his attention that he wanted. So congratulations. Any final words? Dex, on the scale of 1 to 10, how disgusted are you right now?
10. Like
the picture was awful though. It was like an awful.
Truthfully, I did not watch that video, and I do not support him. Like, I don't support him anymore. I don't. I can't. I don't. And I don't. Like, I just can't do it. Like, this is probably one of the worst things he's ever done, ever.
That's saying a lot. One of the people in the video was Kanye's. What do you call it? Stepmom, or I don't know what you call it.
No, thank you. That's her father.
Mother-in-law. That's what it is. Mother. Caitlyn Jenner. She's on the cover of Sports Illustrated for the Olympic edition, wearing her gold medal that she won back when she won.
No, thank you. No, thank you, because Caitlyn is not an Olympian. No, thank you.
After she won her Olympic gold medal in decathlon.
Bruce won. Caitlyn did not. Caitlyn just came along
40 years ago. Caitlyn, inside of the Sports Illustrated issue, she said, "Sports, it's not real life. You go out there."
Wait. Let's read it in her book. Sports is not real life.
Go ahead, keep going.
You go out there. You work hard. You train yourself in the games. Oh, you train your what?
Hold on.
Yourself.
Let me...
Yes.
Oh, hold on. She said ass.
Oh, excuse. I can't say that word. I'm saved.
There you go.
You train yourself, win the games. I'm very proud of that part of my life, and it's not like I just want to throw it out. It's part of who I am. Oh, darling, what I'm dealing with now. This is about who you are as a human being. What did I do for the world in 1976?
Nothing.
Stop, I'm trying to read. Besides maybe getting a few people to exercise a little bit, I did
What?
make a
Oh,
difference.
to do what? To do what?
Exercise a little bit. I didn't make a difference in the world.
That's what Caitlin had to say, guys. How do you feel about her cover with Sports Illustrated? Is it stunt or is it well deserved? Ty, what you think?
I don't have an opinion about this. You know, when I see things that I don't agree with, instead of arguing on the internet and things, I just pretend they don't exist. So I pretend that Mr. Jenner doesn't exist.
Jack,
That's Caitlin to you. You call her Caitlin.
well deserved or stunt for Sports Illustrated?
It's a stunt, a complete stunt.
I think obviously definitely a stunt for Sports Illustrated. I think that if Caitlyn Jenner was still Bruce Jenner, they wouldn't have put him on the cover. But I mean, for what it is now, I think it's great that they decided to do this. It's celebrating a difference in America. It's showing that we're definitely trying to progress. So I'm more kudos to them.
Bill, stunt or earned? Gold medalist, Caitlin.
Well, you've got to understand that in 1976, all I wanted to do was get you all to exercise a little bit. So, if you all jumped and jacked, then guess what? Mission accomplished.
Wait, actually, though, to be honest, though, now that I think about it, I do have an issue a little bit. You're on the cover of Sports Illustrated with your medals on, and you're talking about the Olympics, and you're saying it was nothing, and now you're like I get it, you're going through a transition, but don't say like, oh, this was nothing. What I'm talking about right now, this is really making a difference. No, like if you got people to exercise, that was your mission at the time. That was important, and otherwise, like this isn't Marie Claire or Vanity Fair, so like you really shouldn't be on a sports magazine saying that the Olympics wasn't like that big of a deal. I do have an issue with that.
Well, darling, I think I'll be on Marie Claire soon enough.
You're annoying. Like, you're not.
All right, let's move on. The Red Cross is under fire, kind of in some hot water.
Oh, I saw this earlier.
On hot water, because they had an issue with this little poster that they posted in some schools, apparently, for this racist poster. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm speaking in circles, and we're going to just keep going with it. Apparently, in this video, there's photos of little white kids being cool, and little black kids, or not necessarily black kids, but children of color, doing things that are quote-unquote not cool around the pool. In this video, you can see the little white girl on the left side of the screen approaching the diving board with the little green arrow pointing down on her saying that it's cool, while the little black boy who dived into the pool, not necessarily off the diving board, is not cool. Also, I don't understand what the little boy across from him is doing. That's
Drowning.
not cool.
Drowning.
Drowning? I guess that's not cool as well. But you see the little the white guy with his child in the pool being cool. The black girl who pushed the little white girl in the pool is not cool.
How aggressive.
As well as the little black kid up there who is running with the Asian or the Mexican kid, I don't know which one that one is, around the pool as well. And also the Asian guy who has a beer in his hand is not cool as well. For this, they received a lot of flack. It was mostly posted by this guy, John Sawyer, who brought attention to it by saying, hey, Red Cross, send a new pool poster to our recreation center because the current one they have with your name on it is super racist. Matt Hickman says, seriously, Red Cross, behaving white kids are cool. Children of color depicted as misbehaving are not cool. Racism. But Layback Blake said, I don't find it racist. It's a multicultural poster citing the do's and don'ts of being at a pool.
Of course, you don't.
But her generation. For their part, the American Red Cross said, we deeply apologize for any misunderstanding as it was absolutely not our intent to offend anyone. As one of the nation's oldest and largest humanitarian organizations, we are committed to diversity and inclusion in all that we do every day, they wrote on their website. Guys, how do you feel about the poster? Racist or not? Should the Red Cross do something about this? How do you feel about the reaction to the poster?
Can I go? Here's the thing. Sometimes racism is unintended. That's what makes it racist.
Absolutely. That's a very good point.
Yeah, but like it's not like one of those things like even with us, like the four of us, when we do things for the show and we put it out there, like no, we've never put out a picture that all of us didn't agree on. It's never been like that. And like, so if the Red Cross is a way bigger organization than Bro Talk Live is, like, there's no way you can tell me that this picture wasn't looked at by multiple eyes and like nobody saw an issue with it. Like that leads me to believe that you don't have a lot of minorities working in the organization. So that's something we really need to take a look at. Also, it really bothers me that, like, in this day and age, we're still like celebrating stereotypes. You know, there, like, when I look at that, it's like, well, not only do minorities not know how to swim, but they don't know how to behave in pools. And like for me, like, I'm just going to be extreme with it. Are you saying that because a lot of minorities come from impoverished neighborhoods and they don't have pools there? Because, you know, the statistics show that 60% of African Americans are not able to swim and 70% of Latino Americans cannot swim. So is that what you're doing?
On, stats? I did not know that. You better
come through stats. You receipt.
So like, is that what you're trying to show us? That, you know, like, so for me, like, it's offensive, and like I'm not one of these people who consistently get upset about things, but like I truly do find this racist, and for of all companies like Red Cross to do it, it is like disgusting. And it's like one of those things, like, you can't boycott American Red Cross. So like, what do you do in situations like that? It's like
one of those
you
can't. Nobody go get their CPR certification. Nobody, everybody just be uncertified for CPR. We'll fix them. Come on, slowly but surely, we'll take them coins away.
It's gonna be the Black Cross by the time we get finished with it, right? Ty, how do you feel about the poster? Did people overreact or not?
Oh, absolutely not. I thought we underreacted. I thought it was wildly offensive. And on top of that, they released a statement saying, "Oh, well, we put these posters in neighborhoods where the safety, where we're trying to help them learn how to swim because there have been deaths and blah blah blah." But it was extremely racist. You have a Mexican drinking a beer at the pool. You have black people pushing white girls into the pool. You have us diving and not following the rules, and you have all these perfect little white people following all the rules and doing the cool thing, which is pool safety. Like, I would have been it would have been better to, like, somebody in your department said, "Gee, we should probably diversify this poster," and then so like, nah, you decided to put all these different colors and races in the poster, but nobody picked up on the fact that only white people were doing the right thing. I find that very hard to believe. Somebody, it might not have been the over person ahead of Red Cross, but somebody did that intentionally. It was not a mistake, and I don't think it was an oversight. I think it was done intentionally by at least a small group of people at the Red Cross, and then you should be punished for it.
Because there's no way, and the one that gets me the most is that diving one. There was no way that black boy didn't use that diving board and that not be cool. Then the white girl's climbing onto the diving board to dive in the pool. Like, I don't understand. Like,
what got me on that picture was the young white man with his son. Are you saying that no black people are always with their children? Like, are all these children, all these colored children, are in the pool without parents? Are you saying that we don't raise our children? Like, what are you saying?
And then look at the lifeguard. Look, she looks angry up there.
Like an angry black woman?
Yeah, she looks angry.
Yeah, she's like all ghetto, like sticking her neck out with her finger up.
Tom, what's she doing?
And truthfully, I don't feel bad about saying stuff like that, because I really do feel like you left it open for interpretation.
Yeah, she's not getting up to help. She's just like,
no, she's not
sticking her neck out. Like, what is this supposed to do if somebody's not cool at the pool?
Legit though, there's no black parents there. There's no black parents at the pool.
Well,
that's a real issue.
They apologize for it. Do you accept their apology?
There's a Mexican parent.
Stop it.
But he's drinking a beer.
Stop apologizing for it. If you go break a mirror and you apologize, is it putting the mirror back together? No, exactly. It's not. The mirror's still broken. Like, you're still a racist. Like, you don't apologize, because you're only apologizing because you got caught.
Yeah,
like, if nobody said,
racist cross.
"Oh, all those black kids are not cool, but all the white kids are cool," y'all went on with the poster, and because y'all clearly did it anyway. It made it out of the headquarters, so clearly you're only sorry because you got caught.
Exactly.
Don't apologize. Like, I hate that. I'd rather you not apologize. It's more disrespectful.
Well, I want somebody's head on a stick. I need to know about who got. I need to know who got fired.
I want to try
too much Game of Thrones season 1. You went back and watched Game of Thrones season 1. You want somebody's head on the stick.
I want somebody to say I want Ned Stark's head on the stick for treason.
No, seriously, there definitely needs to be somebody that steps down. Like,
I want to know who's getting fired. Like, I don't want to hear an apology.
No,
it
not an
was a
apology, but I
mistake.
want somebody on their own. Like, we shouldn't even have to do a witch hunt on you. Step down. Like, I want your resignation.
I want to know who
I
did it, who
don't
drew it
even
up,
care that whether or
who
not
put
you
it
step
out.
down because it's not going to hurt you. Sign me a check for hurt and for what is it?
Bye, Will. Like,
Something hurt
William, we're
feelings.
done.
Like
We're
I
done.
have a picture of you in that damn pool. You're not getting a check.
William is so black. Like, he would ruin the moment.
Like,
I
you
want a check.
super
Like, no,
ruined
you
it.
don't get a check. It's not welfare.
I didn't say it was welfare, but nobody is hurt from losing a job because somebody
Yes,
else
they
is a
are.
racist at another Fortune 500 company, and they're going to hire them. Pick them up like that. Now you start signing over some money, everybody's going, oh my God, don't say that, don't do that. Then the lesson is learned because you have them in
So
the pocket.
how do they
See,
pay
y'all
all
don't
the
understand
black
what's
people
happening
and
here.
all the Mexican people in America? How's this work?
I don't give a.
No,
They
he
paid
did
all
what's
them
best
Jews,
for
didn't they?
himself.
They paid all. Germany paid every Jew. Germany paid every single Jew, didn't they?
Oh my
Every
goodness.
single
Can
one
we
of them. And the
please,
United
We're
States
done.
made
We're
sure they
done.
got
We're
paid.
done. We're
I
done.
don't want to
We're
hear
done.
it. I don't want to hear it.
like,
Don't
next
want to hear
up?
it. Don't want to hear it.
It would not be Bro Talk Live if we didn't get one of those moments from Bill. Speaking of Bill, your girl Keisha Cole did not have a good week. She was a bit.
Really? Oh, it's such a shame.
She was evicted and sued by her landlord. Apparently, what happened? She was.
Good for.
Oh my God! Apparently, she was renting a home in Santa Monica, where her landlord reports that she failed to pay her $19,000 rent payment. The landlord filed a The landlord filed a lawsuit against her to receive his back rent, but when he visited the home, he assessed $150,000 in damages and filed another lawsuit to compensate for this. According to TMZ, the lawsuit says Keisha Cole put holes in the walls and the ceilings, scratched the floor, and destroyed door frames. The landlord figured that $169,000 wasn't conducive to the amount of stress the situation carried and sued for an additional unspecified amount of money for emotional.
All right, sir. Have a good one. You didn't have emotion. What you didn't have was
Emotional distress.
Like,
that's what it's called.
Like, I'm not saying she didn't destroy the property. I'm not saying that she wasn't a ghetto hood rat and tore up your place. I'm not saying she didn't pay the rent. But what you did not have was emotional distress. Like, I don't want you to get in there and act like you were a victim by any stretch of the imagination. Somebody's renting your property for $19,000 a month. I don't want you to think by any means that you had emotional distress. I have a good one. You're completely and totally dismissed.
See,
I
that's
disagree.
what
Not
you're
emo-
missing.
no, no,
exactly.
sir.
I disagree
No,
with you.
sir.
I-
What you're missing
No,
is that
no,
not only
no.
was it his property, he was renting to
Nobody. As a matter
Keisha
of fact,
Cole
they can
Sword.
take emotionally
That
distressed
is
people off.
emotional enough.
Nobody is emotionally distressed. Like,
Yes, you
oh
are.
my
Absolutely.
God, I didn't receive my
When
cash.
you
I
got
was
to
like,
deal with
no,
Keisha Coleslaw and all 6,000 of her cousins and they cousins and the roaches they bring.
The roaches.
You know what they say about baby's kids? We don't die, we multiply. So
Wait.
he absolutely deserves to be emotionally distressed.
absolutely not.
First
Absolutely.
up, no, think about it. Think about how he's definitely emotional. First of all, let me just comment on Keisha real quick. Keisha, how the hell did you put holes in the ceiling? What the hell were you doing? She must have saw Birdman.
You know how somebody talking, you like, shut up there, and you want them to be quiet. You hit the broom.
You get the broom.
You hit the ceiling with the broom. That's what she was doing.
She saw Birdman on the red carpet with Tony Braxton and went ham in that house. She tore that house up like it was her. No, but like, I don't think the rent was $19,000 a month. I mean, because clearly, come on. I don't think it was that much. I don't think it was that much. I think it was like months of her not paying, and then it gets to the point where it's just like
for $150,000. So it's like,
yeah, because of damage,
How
she
much
tore my
was the
house
rent?
up. It probably wasn't that much, but I mean, I just can't see Keisha Cole renting a $19,000 house a month. I couldn't see it,
Like, where does she get $19,000 a month?
and I
Welfare
think
don't pay that much.
royalties
And-
from I should have cheated.
Because she was out there selling the fish plates at the BET Awards.
trying to make up that rent. Yeah,
And she had enough money. That's how she.
and actually,
She was selling T-shirts on Martin outside of the Whitney
T-
Houston concert.
them spray painted T-shirts and them fish plates. With them
and
green-
I know from personal experience, if somebody owes you money and they're not giving you your money back, and they're still doing things in life like breathing, that causes you emotional distress. Like, it pisses you off that you have the audacity to still do stuff when you know you owe me money. Like that man probably put holes in the wall because he was so pissed off. So I think
were you emotionally? You understand the feeling
absolutely
of being emotionally stressed for somebody owing you some money?
I sure the hell am. Like, and now I'm mad. See, like,
So
get this man his damn money.
do you think Keisha is going to be able to pay this money back, or will she have to
She better work it off.
How she
She's gonna be
gonna
this
pay? How she
man's
gonna pay it
character
back?
witness.
What you mean? How she gonna pay it back? She got residual checks. You know what
Keisha Cole should be able to pay back. Unless she got
She better put it on the prayer line.
Don't she got? Did she get
that
divorced?
personal prayer clause?
What'd you say, that?
Didn't she get divorced from somebody who got money?
Birdman?
No, Daniel Boone
alimony.
Gibson.
But he don't pay. No.
Oh, she
He
do
don't
get
pay-
child
he don't
support
play
check.
no more.
That's true.
What
They
do
do
you-
got a
no, thank
baby
you.
together. She do get child support check.
How you have your baby living in
Them
a
child
house
support
with
checks.
holes in the wall? She's.
Right.
I mean, he should have put some pictures.
Let me let you scroll through my Instagram. I'll show you some people who live in
You can
houses
take
with babies and holes in the wall.
You can take the girl out
But
of
I would
Oakland.
want to see, like, I want him to release pictures. Like, I don't want him to just tell us. I want to see, because he could be just saying anything.
Give us receipts.
Yeah, like, we want to see pictures of holes in the walls.
Give us
Yes, we
receipts or
do.
give us peace.
Listen.
All right,
Even though it's
time
Keisha
for,
Cole.
He described
Time
that
for
place
Q&A.
like she was on Section 8 in there. Didn't you?
Ashtray burns in the floor.
I ran into these jigaboos. Let me stop. All right. It's time
What he run 2 times?
I'm not saying it on camera. Jay's going to have me plastered all over the internet saying it. It's time for Q&A, man, where you question us and we answer it to the best of our
You question us,
our intellectual abilities. So first up, we have a person who needs our help, and so I think you all can relate to this. Boys of Bro Talk, help a brother out.
We're men, not boys. Thank you.
What boys to men?
Yeah, but I mean, I think he wanted to rhyme it, so that sounds kind of cool. Boys are bro. It's probably our tagline next season, actually.
Yeah, that was like rude to interrupt me, though. Don't you think?
I'm not a boy. I don't appreciate being called a boy.
Boy, hush while we read the question.
Read.
Help a brother out. Are you guys familiar with the show Entourage? Well, I'm the turtle of my group of friends, and it's so awkward. All of my friends have found success less than a year after college, and I still work at my dad's auto shop. It's gotten to the point where I don't even respond in group chat or hang with the guys. How would you handle this? I think you guys can really relate to this person, being as though I've unmasked an extreme amount of success and you all are trailing behind me. So, I mean, what do you do in these kinds of situations?
Well, I'll start. I
I
think
probably okay.
I think like truthfully, like in my groups of like I have like multiple groups of friends, and I always look at them and I'm like, oh my god, like everyone's super successful,
Yes,
and like
not
sometimes
with that group of friends you call, not outside of us, not those other group of friends you call friends. You're way more successful.
Absolutely inaccurate. That's not true. That's not true.
I said absolutely
But I have,
accurate.
No, I have like a lot, like I said, lots of group of friends, and everyone's like successful in their own right. Like everyone's doing what they want to do, or like just being like really just doing like a lot of things. And I'll use like these guys as an example. Like the past year, basically, like Jason's gotten married, so that makes me look like, oh my god, I need to get married, or like something like that. Ty's got a new job, and it's like, oh my god, I need to go get a new job. Will went back to school, and it's like, oh my god, I need to go back to school. And you do this thing where you like compare yourself to other people, and then you start to feel like you're not doing something well, but like. Blessings are always in the forecast, and like, everything that everybody else is doing, you can do it. And it's one of those situations, like, never ever feel like you're not doing enough, because although your friend might be working at like a great company or whatever, they might not be happy with it, and they still might be trying to find like different ways to like fulfill their dreams or their goals or whatever. It's like you have to be there for them, for it to be their encouragement. Like celebrate their success with them. Like, be there for them when they need a shoulder to cry on, because they're going to do the same thing for you, and you're going to have your moment. Also, Turtle was not that bad in the show. You could always be Johnny Bravo, so like you're on a good path.
Actually, Turtle turned out in the end to be pretty
very
successful.
well. He glowed up at the end.
He turned out to be very wealthy at the end of the show and in the movie. But anyway, Jason, do you have any advice for?
I didn't watch Entourage, so I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about.
It's the friend that's much less successful than the other friends. Let's put it that way.
That's fine. Whatever. I just want to say that Dex has had quite the year as well. He moved from one media company to a bigger media company, so I just want to shout him out for that.
Yeah, Dex has had a very great year.
Dex has had a pretty successful year, so I don't want to act like he's the one over here that's struggling by any means or whatever like that. So congrats to you, Dex. You've had a phenomenal year. But if you're living, I think all of us sometimes feel like we're the least or the last placed friend in our group of friends. Maybe just us, but because we have our circle's pretty successful, but. Sometimes I feel like I'm the least successful friend of all of us or whatever like that. But sometimes you just have to look at them for inspiration and talk to them about what they did or how they reached out or stepped out and put themselves out there in order to get in a better position like that. Because sometimes all it takes is you stepping out and having the confidence to step out and to be
I agree with that.
who you are. So just talk to your group of friends because that's what they're there for. I mean, if they've had successes and experiences, I'm sure they'd be willing to share those with you. So just speak to them about it, and I wouldn't dwell in your situation because at the end of the day, you can have your glow up, and you can end up being the Michelle of the group or whatever like that. But Michelle's pretty successful too, so live your life.
Jason, I really enjoyed that advice.
Please, that was the same.
I thought it was very. Excuse me, Dexter.
Oh my God, go ahead.
I thought it was very touching. William, would you like to chime in there?
Yes, because in all actuality, I am probably the least successful of our group. So I have a little expertise there because I very often feel
Who says? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bust out laughing. Who has expertise in failure?
I mastered it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bust out laughing like that. I apologize.
Your wording was way off.
Who has expertise in failure? Like,
let me scroll through Instagram. I can show you some people with 3 likes.
That's my time.
Oh my God.
But no, what I've learned is that you can't compare your backstory to like everybody else's like highlight reel. You have to look at where you are, and you have to learn lessons based on the situation you're in, because you're in the situation it's not just for like kicks and giggles. Like you're there to learn a lesson, and when you learn the lesson, you'll move on. And you have to, and like Jason said, like you have to draw from, if they're your friends, you should be able to draw inspiration from them. And
let me ask you a question. What the hell did I say? Why the goddamn tape?
Did you say that? I honestly did not hear you say that. And so if you said that,
we apologize, Dexter. We're sure you gave beautiful advice. What happened was, while you were talking, I faded out a little bit.
Absolutely faded. I'm sorry. If you said that, you get the credit, but
I didn't hear it all, and so I tried to really listen to Jason so I can respond. And so
it's legit like one of those situations where 2 artists record the same song. 2 artists record the same damn song, and you're like, you know what? Damn, this song is a really good song. I love that XYZ recorded it. Like the other person didn't record the damn song. It sounded better coming from him.
So you're calling me designer in your future?
No, I'm like Neo, and you're Beyonce, and we sung Irreplaceable.
But yeah, so if you said it, we all agree. Ty, what you think?
We agree with you. Actually, I really, really like this question because a lot of people feel this way, and it doesn't matter how successful you are. It's one of those things where the grass always looks greener on the other side. You're always looking at other people and comparing those people to yourself. But every person has his or her own path, and so you can't compare your path and your journey to somebody else's journey because you're going to end up thinking less of yourself and your experience and what it took for you to get to where you are. Everybody's path is completely different. Everybody's motivation is completely different. And so when you make those types of comparisons, and say, oh, this person's more successful. Like, you don't know what that person had to go through. And even though you guys are friends, you don't know what that person went through to get there. You don't know what they had to sacrifice to get there. Like, you don't know. You just don't know. And maybe you do know, but you can't compare your story to theirs. We've had this conversation as friends all the time. And I do encourage you to have that conversation with your friends, as Dexter said. You did say that, right, Dex? Or was that Jason? I'm sorry, or William. One of you guys said it. I do encourage you to have that conversation with your friends, though, because they can probably encourage you in ways. Like, I don't know. I hate for people to feel like, my path is not important or what I'm doing is not good enough. I mean, you should have the feeling that what you're doing is not good enough because you always want to do better. But for you to compare yourself to other people, it's just not helpful. So, live your path, live your truth, do your journey. And anyway, good luck. Moving on. The next question comes from a person who, I don't know. I figured you guys would be able to really help this person out. It's kind of long, so bear with me, please. This is, okay, I'm 19. I don't know my birth father. My mom got pregnant with me when she was back in high school. My mom and my birth dad had always been high school sweethearts. When she told my real dad she was pregnant with me, he didn't believe her and called her a liar, and he later moved out of town. When I was born, my mom tried to get my birth dad to visit me on the regular basis, but he still didn't believe that I was his daughter. My mom and I were talking about me meeting my birth father, and she said she really wants me to meet him. She says she's seen him out and about before, and she says she still talks to him on occasion. She said that he's a really good guy, but since they were in high school when my mom got pregnant with me, he got scared and ran. I don't know if I should take the opportunity to meet the guy for the first time at 19 or just go through life without him like I have been. A part of me honestly doesn't want anything to do with him, but another part of me wants to meet him and wants him to be a part of my life. I've always wanted to be like my friends and be daddy's little girl. And I've always dreamed of my real dad walking me down the aisle at my wedding, or just calling me his little girl. I want to be able to run to my dad for money when my mom won't give it to me. I have no father figure in my life, and I kind of want one. I just don't know if I should take the chance at meeting him. That was really interesting. So if I were to put it all together, she's kind of wondering if at 19 years old it's worth going for that relationship with your birth father. Very, very interesting. And I really do hope that we can help. Dex, you want to start?
Well, I know my father, and it's not all this cracked up to be.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Jesus.
No, but seriously, though, I mean, I've never had like a situation where like
people.
where like I didn't have like both my parents. Like I've always had that. But like I do know people who have one parent and not the other one, and it is hard, and it does seem like very difficult for people to kind of like like have a strong relationship with one parent and not the other one. But like truthfully, I don't think it would hurt you to like go after try to like learn who your dad is. But if your mom is telling you this stuff like he denied you and stuff like that, like it probably won't end up good. I would probably just not put myself through that. And like you're 19 years old. Like I mean, I'm sure you've turned out well. Like I don't know if I would be willing to put myself through like the scrutiny of this man who may not even want to have a conversation with you. Like I don't think I would do that to myself.
I usually wait to the end, but do you guys mind if I jump in?
You can go ahead. I have something to say to you, but you can go ahead.
So, ironically enough, I had this almost very similar situation where I was at a housewarming party for a cousin, and my mom is like, Tyson, because she calls me by my real name, your dad's here. And I was 19. I really had never met him before. I wasn't interested at all. And unlike you, I really wasn't interested. But being a Christian, I said, well, it's nice to give it a shot. And so I attempted to allow him to build this relationship with me. I gave him one chance to do something useful, and he failed, and I haven't spoken to him since. So, I mean, but I always say that it's worth a shot. Like, you don't know what could come of it. I would give it one good shot, and then that was it. If he's not willing to put any effort, I mean, at the end of the day, he's your dad. You're not his parent. He was supposed to be there for you. He wasn't. But you're 19 years old. There's a lot that he can still do for you at 19. Because I had the feeling, I was like, well, I'm 19, I'm grown, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I don't really need any help. But honest with you, at 19, you have so much more life to live that if your dad is willing to be a part of that second half of your journey, he can be a great help to you if he's willing to do it. But if not, don't bother putting yourself, like, I wouldn't chase after him. I would try one good time, and if he is not willing to reciprocate that relationship, then I would leave it alone. Because I guarantee you, once he gets old and raggedy and dusty, he's going to be texting you every week like my dad does, and trying to disturb your peace. And at this point, at my age, I'm not willing to go through it. That was 10 years ago. You had the chance. I'm done. However, I do think you should go for it.
I'll speak on this. I'm not going to say who it is, but I've had someone very close to me, kind of not necessarily have the same age situation like Todd has, but kind of go through the same situation with meeting their birth brother after a long period of time. And it's actually turned out to be pretty good. So you never know. I mean, you can have different situations. It definitely depends on the person. If your mom says he's a good guy and he just fell off or whatever like that, that's a good sign. That means he kind of she would know if your mom did not want you to see him, she definitely would let you know and she would protect you. So I feel like take the chance. You never know what could happen. So just reach out and see what goes down. It never hurts to just see what happens. I'm not going to say rule it out completely because you don't know the guy. So anything.
Yeah, I'm with Jason. Like, don't rule it out completely. But I'm just telling you, like, I wouldn't chase after him though.
I won't say chase after him, but reach out, see what happens. Bill, do you have anything to say?
I'm not going to go there. Just don't rule it out. See what happens. Everything needs to be said.
I'm not going to go there.
I mean, because you just don't know people.
Like
you said, you have no idea who this person is. Who knows? He could be the best thing that ever happened to you. He could be your missing link. He could be the person who relates to you because you don't know him. So anything could actually be possible in this sense. So reach out. The worst thing that can happen, you don't like him, and you kick him out your life. I mean,
like Ty said, don't go chasing after him. Me and Tom might be related at this point. don't chase them, baby. Don't chase.
Yeah, I do have an issue with like men abandoning their children and then getting too dusty to do anything else, and then trying to come in at the latter half and like try to be a part of it. Like, that's the issue for me. But after you do put an effort in, and I do think that you should try and put an effort in. But if it doesn't work out after that, then I go ahead and move on.
What I will say is this, though. I think at 19 years old, you should learn to accept the apology that he's never going to give you so that you can be able to move forward with your life. Because I can sense that in the letter there's something, like there's an apology you're looking for. You'll probably never get it. You won't ever be daddy's little girl in that sense. That's something you're going to have to reconcile within yourself, and you have to move past that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think you'll ever be daddy's little girl. Unfortunately, it's likely not going to happen. He may or may not walk you down the aisle, but I think even then, if he did, you'd have some resentment. Like, oh, you show up and walk me down the aisle, but you didn't, and then you begin to reference all those times before. I'm debating on whether or not I'll even invite my dad to my wedding. I'm really thinking about it.
Me and you both.
I may or may not do it. It's just, this is not therapy for me. I'm here to help you out.
Right.
Okay.
So, my advice is to go for it.
I'm saying with.
All right, but send us your questions on brotalklive.com next season, of course. You can still send them and just let them pile up, and we'll get to them when we come back in September. But send us your questions, brotalklive.com. And while you're on
maybe we can do a call
September. Are we on till September, really?
Oh, I don't know. Don't we usually come back in September? I'm sorry.
Maybe. I don't know. Dex, what did we say? Did we say September?
I don't think we gave it an official date. We just kind of talked.
Well,
I
I
was
guess
the
it's
first
up
to
there
come.
recording at the time.
We can come
Congratulations.
back. We can come back late August. That would be good for me. But anyway, thank you so much for your questions.
All right, time for Jizz time. You guys always say I
Jeez,
never
my
have.
goodness, can I finish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, you've been rambling.
In a
We've already
rush.
Thank you so much for your questions this season. We really appreciated all of the insightful questions that help us not only reflect on our situations, but also help you with yours. And we'll see you next season. Time for Jizza Thoughts. Jeez.
Yeah, because the last 15 seconds mattered. Time for Jizz
It
thoughts.
really did. I thought it was really important. And this is not. So,
You always say I ask questions, but I never have the answers. So today, I got the answers. This is called Jizz got the answers. All right, you guys asked for it, you got it.
have the answers.
I got the answers, guys.
Houseway.
When you see this on your gas gauge, what does this mean?
That means that
What
the
does
fuel
what mean?
tank is on that side.
Come on, did anyone else know that?
I didn't know what you were asking.
Dex,
Yeah, we
I
knew.
literally, you put a picture up.
Dex, you knew that?
Of course, I knew that.
Everybody knows that. Oh, talking about the little arrow? Everybody knows that.
Except my car never gets like that.
Empty. My car goes empty every 2 weeks, and then I fill it up.
So I'm 0 for 1. All right, moving on. Secondly, guys, do you know that if you have like an electric stove or just even like a regular stove, it actually it can pop open and you can like clean under it. Did you know that? You can
Yes.
just
I
lift it.
did.
Yes.
Obviously,
Everybody
yes.
knows. That's how you clean a
That's
stove.
how you clean the stove. You gotta get the
I
grease
never
from
knew
under
that.
there.
You ain't
I
been
just learned
cleaning
that.
no
So you let the grease
stove.
and stuff pile up under there, and just
No, I
Let
just
it rot.
clean. No, I just don't get grease under there. Like we have little pans that
no
collect
grease
the
does get under there.
grease.
You
Grease
Does?
goes under
You gotta
there.
take
Yes, it
the little
does.
pan things out. You wash them out, and you wash
Yeah, I want
under
to
the
clean
thing.
it out.
No, but then you
I never
lift
knew you
this
could
up
lift
and
it
you
up,
take
though.
one of them little soap pads, one of them little Brillo pads, and you get the scrubbing
You
up under
get
there.
to a Brillo pad and get all in there. Your arm cut up on the end.
Well, you don't do it.
Don't your arm get cut up?
Well, you don't personally do it, but you know, whoever in your household does that, they do
Yeah, I
it. And
personally did it, but
It's
I
been
did
okay.
have
Yeah,
like
I
boy.
personally
Dex
have done
didn't
it.
know that. I'll take that as Dex didn't know that.
I knew that. I've seen it done before, but I just never done it.
Did you know in a porta potty? I know William is definitely familiar with a lot of those.
Absolutely
was-
not. I don't want
I
you to ever
legit-
think in your life that I'm familiar with homeless style of living.
I legit just used a porta potty for the first time in my life at the Beyonce concert, and it was such a cool experience. Like,
Did you
Did
poop?
you get
Absolutely
pre-
not.
did
That's
Dex, did you get-
disgusting.
Did you find semen on the floor and get
oh my
pregnant?
God, get pregnant? No, it's cool. Like it looks just like that. It's like an airplane bathroom. It looks just like an airplane bathroom. You just go in
God.
there.
Did you wipe
and
with tissue on the floor?
I didn't take a number 2. I just used number 1.
You did number
But it
one?
was like
Or
a
did
cool
you-
experience though.
You did? Did you
just
sit
do it,
down
yeah.
when you did number 1, or did you stand up?
He sit down, Jason?
Go on with your
I
question.
just want to know if he sat down or he stood
Go on
up.
with your
Put
question.
your hand on the wall, like to lean against the thing on the wall.
Oh no. It's crazy though. It's funny that you say that because people say that's what you're supposed to do in case somebody tries to push it over while you're in there.
Yeah,
I was
so if
peaceful.
you-
What?
But did you know if you put the seat down in a porta potty, the smell will actually go out that vent pipe out the top, so it won't smell as bad when you're in there. So that's
That's what
you're
it's
supposed
designed to
to
do.
Yeah, that's
no,
what it's
I
designed
didn't
to do.
know that.
Definitely
Ah.
didn't.
So
know
if you
that.
put the seat down,
Yeah, they will hold the smell, and the smell will go out that pipe that go out outside at the top of the porta potty.
so you have to touch
What do you mean,
the seat
hold-
first.
Yeah, there's like a filter out of the side of the, like up the side of the porta potty, and it filters the smell and like all that. It's supposed to filter the smell out.
Yeah, so the porta potty don't stink so bad.
Well, people don't be putting that seat down because I've never been like when I went in that porta potty, it did not smell like clean in there. Like, and I believe that seat was down actually, so I think that might have been broken.
Did you pee on top of
Nothing
somebody?
So many people use them,
Nothing
so.
in the world is getting that smell out of there. I don't care what they design.
Nothing.
Okay, I
Because it's
agree.
plastic. Plastic holds smell.
Did you pee on top of somebody's poop? You ever in the porta potty, Dex?
Oh,
No, it
God.
was clean. It was like, I mean, it wasn't
Did you
clean, but
look
it was
at
like
stuff
a-
in there
Jason.
and like just randomly start aiming at different things? Like, what is this in here?
Actually, I actually recorded a video when I did it.
Put it up. So we
You
can
recorded a
see.
video on the porta potty, Dex? We don't want to know.
Yeah, when I was in
Um,
there, I did.
Put it on Facebook.
No, thank you.
It was on Snapchat.
Oh,
I
God.
missed that
We'll
one.
Snapchat after dark. What did she? Did you pay after you left or?
Paid a porta potty?
Did they pat your head and call
No,
you
pay the
pretty?
girl that you was in the porta potty with.
Oh boy, get out of here. Anyway, get on to my segment.
Speaking of poop, it's time for Dex's BS
Oh! All right. So it's summer season, and everyone is trying to get their bodies together. And everyone's trying to get their bodies together. Summer 16, yeah, and everybody's trying to get their bodies together. There's a new diet that's out. It's actually the weed diet. So they're saying that people who smoke weed are 10 times skinnier than people who don't smoke weed. And there's actually a new guide out by a doctor who's saying, like, the more weed that you smoke, if you do a moderate weed diet, you would actually lose a lot more weight than people who don't do that diet. He also recommends you exercise with this diet as well. So
you exercise and smoke weed?
yeah, and you'll lose like more weight, and you're naturally become thinner than people who don't smoke weed.
Is it called the Snoop Dogg effect?
No, it's called the stoner's diet.
Wow. I hear crack does the same thing.
Yeah. Much faster.
As long as you exercise, all right? So, and there's a new trend that's going around right now. It's for female
Crack, you don't have to exercise.
You definitely don't. You can do whatever you want on crack.
Just X. Never mind.
It'll
So
take about a week.
there's a new trend going around for female sexuality. It's called it's basically what you do if you're a female and you want to really rev up your feminism. Stephanie Sarley has an Instagram page with over 56,000 followers who watch her finger fruit. So basically, what she does is she'll get a grapefruit or anything that kind of.
Is that thing you linked me to last week?
It is. Yeah.
That's violation. That's
with-
nasty. Because them fruit ain't do nothing to nobody.
The crazy part about it, though, it's a trend. It's a big thing, though. A lot of people are doing this, like in sexual classes, like people who are trying to remain celibate. Women are allowing their husbands to finger fruit. That way, he's not worrying about fingering her or anything like that.
What is the purpose of that?
It revs up your sexual drive.
No,
and actually, her Instagram account
revs up your appetite.
Her Instagram account has
hungry
been
as crap.
Her Instagram account has been suspended 3 times because of the overly sexual nature. So I want to just bring this orange out and just see if we. No, I'm joking.
Oh, Dex, you want to do it? Go ahead. I want to see how they do it.
I'm not gonna do that, but I'll tag you in the post. Like, this is gross. It's like porno. It's nasty.
It's great. That's what it is.
Lastly, in some sadder news, there's a man in Texas who was arrested. His name is Thedford. So what happened was he took his kids to school. Absolutely not.
Oh,
Jason, what's happening behind you?
What's happening here?
I don't know. Just keep going.
He took his kids to school.
Immature.
He took his kids to school and decided to return home. And when he returned home, he took a nap. And when he woke up, he realized, I left one of my babies in the car. So he left a 6-month-old child in the car. The child was unresponsive because it was, obviously hot out there.
We don't want to hear this bad news.
So what he did was he wanted to revive the baby, so he put the baby in the freezer, thinking that it would reverse the effects of leaving the baby out in the hot car, and unfortunately, the baby did not survive. And that has been Dex's BS report.
How grim was that? Like, what? Are you going through something? Like, we don't want to hear that.
Sorry. Well, that's it.
Don't be sorry, just don't do it.
Left the baby in the car and then put him in the freezer. Like, who does that? What are you talking about? Did he go to jail? I assume he's in jail.
He's absolutely in jail right now. Like, absolutely.
You people in Texas, man. Like, where do we go from here? Like, we have to pick up the pieces, like, get our emotions on track.
You just grab a food.
It's certainly nothing.
Time for seats.
So first she has to go to Dex because, it's just far too much for us, darling. It's just, we can't handle that. All in one show, you understand, dear. So this second seat I have to give, though, I have to give it to this cop that pulled me over today and wrote me a $138 ticket. Because, no thank you. I didn't earn that ticket. I don't want you to think I earned that ticket.
I think you did.
But I'm telling you this one thing. No, well, good thing you don't get paid for your thoughts right now.
That cop about to get paid for his.
You was about to call him daughter?
No, he's not either. Let me tell you something.
The city is.
August the 31st, I'm gonna have my tail in traffic court, and I'm gonna let them people have it. And
So
I'm
you
not
about to
paying
call
this
Ty
ticket.
daughter?
They can
You
forget
about to
it.
call Ty daughter?
Huh?
You was about to call Ty daughter?
No. I'm not about to call it. That's dumb.
I have a seat.
Let's move on, because I ain't paying that ticket. He can forget
What did you
it.
get
The
the ticket
city
for,
can forget
Rob?
it. Running a red light.
Oh, I was like,
Oh,
I
you
got
ran the red light. Oh, get out of here. Oh, but you know, all you have to do is like say it wasn't you. Like,
That
was
was
that-
really me.
He's still gonna have to pay it.
no, you don't.
I'm not. I'm not paying that ticket.
Like, if you write them and say it wasn't me, someone borrowed my card. And
Well, Ty,
can't-
that would work. Ty, that would work if he didn't get stopped by the cop. If it was just the light that flashed him, the
Oh,
camera
the
that took
cop
picture,
stopped.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Stopped by
the cop pulled you over.
A
My
cop
bad.
stopped me.
My bad. Yeah, you got to pay.
Absolutely not. I pled not guilty, and I'm going to traffic court, and I'm going to let them people have it. They're not getting $138 out of me. They can forget it.
So I got a ticket too, right? I went to my aunt's house, and she's like, "Oh, you have mail," like super casual. So I'm like, because my car's still registered at her house. I don't know why. So I'm like, a ticket for like $67. Talking about I ran the what's it called? I don't know what I did.
Camera light.
I was pissed. No, the you were in the easy pass lane. I was like, easy pass lane. I didn't have the proof to refute it, but I definitely paid that little stupid ticket thing. Like, I don't know how I got ripped off like that. But anyway, my seat is for a friend of mine who we had this engagement to do, and I was like, oh. He texted me and said, "Are you on your way to such and such?" And I said, "Yes, I am on my way." He said, "Me too." And then we got there, and 2 hours went by, and that person never showed up. Super unreliable.
Shady. All right, my seat is going to go to the Viacom network, also known as EBT or BET or whatever you guys call it nowadays. They had this segment called, the show called 106 and Park Live, and it took place.
No.
And it took place on, I believe it was last Thursday, before the BET Awards, and it was hosted by none other. Jessica White and Mac Wiles hosted this edition of 106 and Park. And let me tell you, I watched it for 5 seconds, and I knew I was going to be hooked. I watched that show for a good hour and 30 minutes. I put 4 clips up on Twitter, and all of them went viral. And you know why? Because it was terrible. How dare you sit there and you hire these jigaboos for $15 an hour, and you have them host 106 and Park without any experience. They were terrible. They could not read a teleprompter. They could not throw it to a break. They could not reset a break. They could not throw out a promo. It was awful. You
couldn't
sat there,
interview,
they couldn't
interview the audience. It was bad.
You called Rich Gang Bird Gang. You called Rich Gang Bird Gang. What the hell? Like, it's 2016.
I have heard of a thing called Bird Gang.
Exactly what to say. They're throwing out M&Ms to the crowd. These people don't know what the hell is going on. BET, you need to do better, especially if it's the BET Awards coming up. 106 and Park was canceled for a reason. It was bad. Leave it dead.
Especially when me and Jason are well, actually, never mind. So I'm going to give a see real quick, and it kind of keeps on the same trend that Will and Tyra are on when it comes to police officers. But I'll first give my seat to Kenny Chesney. So there was a police officer in Philadelphia, Chris Dorman, who was shot 7 times. He recovered and everything. He was shot 7 times, but this past weekend at a Kenny Chesney concert in Philadelphia, he talked and he said, I really want to give my condolences out to Chris Dorman, who died. And like people were in the crowd like, oh my God, this officer died. And it's like, no, he didn't die. And so Kenny Chesney, you need to be seated for that. Also,
because somebody gave him bad information real quick.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're in Philly. Mention a cop who got shot 7 times, and they didn't give him the full story.
Yeah.
And then he went up there and said it and made a fool of himself.
Mm-hmm. And also, I'm gonna have to seat the city of Philadelphia because of this cop situation.
Yes.
I didn't realize though, but apparently part-time police officers don't get medical benefits. This guy does not have medical insurance. He got shot 7 times. I mean, he was shot in the face as well. Well, I mean, people are saying whatever. And, like, he's a police officer, and he doesn't get medical benefits. I don't care if you are a part-time police officer, a full-time police officer, a police officer 1 day a week. If you are a police officer, you should be getting medical benefits.
They treat public servants like crap in
They do.
I ain't going to say nothing in favor of LAPD, but okay.
They will kick that door down.
Yeah, exactly, and drag me outside and shoot me in my front damn line. So yeah,
He committed suicide.
shout out to all the good cops out there who
I do know a lot of good cops, so shout out to all of them.
I do too. Shout out to them.
Okay, maybe you should.
Yeah, I do.
Name
Right.
3.
I know a couple.
Name 3.
I'm not gonna
I'm
name
about to
3
be quizzed by the likes of you.
Don't like you.
Didn't we already discuss that I was the most successful? I'm not listening to you.
Y'all legit just threw out the, oh, my best friend's black. What's his name?
All right. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend about the show. Don't forget to support the show by going to brotalklive.com, checking out all the shows and merchandise. We will be off until, I guess, September. Thanks for supporting the show.
Dex, if you perch up them lips over there looking like E.J. Johnson, you better
Oh my goodness. Look at that. He's taking it back. Shout out to Cersei the Queen on Game of Thrones.
Yes!
Queen of the first Andals. Queen of the Andals and the First Men, protector of the realm and the Seven
First of her
Kingdoms.
house. Yes.
First of her house.
Come.
Yeah. And I'm like starting from season 1 and just like
Oh my God.
it's so crazy how everybody like I'm like you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. That was stupid.
Everybody.
It must be nice. It must be nice to be on summer vacation. It must
Everybody.
be nice.
Long
Yeah,
live Queen Cersei. This has been an edition of Bro Talk
Long
Live.
live the Queen.
We are
I
out.
really hate the Lannisters.
And shout out to Jon Snow, King of the North.
Lannister for life. That's what I'm talking about.